Baron, a noble title. You might recall I suggested maybe Ted Axel also has aristocratic roots to make this an even more fitting team. So, as we examine the profile here, trust S, so he's thrilled to be here. Popularity B, should help bring in good crowds. Salary $36.50, so that's lower than Ted Axel, so that's reasonable. Moves. He has the old school airplane spin. Don't know if we even see that anymore in wrestling. And just about everything else move-wise, I should probably just let you see for yourself. I don't want to ruin any surprises there. So why him? Well, the wise man, Ted Axel, your $50,000 man, whom your dear CEO feels compelled to cater to, right or wrong, leave a comment. So having been beaten up 3 times, once in controversial fashion, mind you, asterisk, Axel has decided he needs someone to watch his back. So he has enlisted a friend from across the Pacific Ocean in Japan, the Baron Charles. Together, this America-Japan duo will form Team Pearl Harbor. I can now create a stable for those guys. Which was Human Resources, Manage Stables, Create New. Pearl Harbor. Which is going to be too long of a name to put into the short section. So we need to do something intelligible there. This is what will show up in the profile for the individual wrestlers. And alignment, I think it still needs to be heel. The much maligned Ted Axel is kind of being portrayed as a bit of a self-entitled jerk villain. Stable members, so the order in which you select these will be how they appear in the list. So I'm going to pick Baron Charles first because he has an actual title, Baron, so. Boom. Apologies to US viewers if this remains a sore subject in American history, and rightly so. But this is meant to be a villain team, so if you dislike it, feel free to boo them, especially in the comments. And just one other thing, I can reorder the stable list. Transfer stable. I'm going to put Pearl Harbor just below Canada, partly because Ted Axel's from America, America's right near Canada, Japan's farther away, and besides, still trying to push Ted Axel as a star. So there you go, there's your, we now have 3 different stables, 3 factions, and you won't have to wait long to see this newly made Team Blue tag up. Scouting. Time to make another run at that. Again, I've just pre-assigned the particulars there in yellow based on the guys we're looking for, styles and regions. So the first round of scouting, we found a couple guys, but not who I'm looking for. And so I'm going to try to increase the success rate of finding guys, which brings us to Training Center. Management Training Center. So what we need to do is improve the gym to level 3, which is $80,000. $80,000. Which is basically half my assets, if you look in the top right. So it's a lot of money, but it's an expense I was going to have to undertake soon enough anyway if I'm going to expand my roster. If you want to keep growing your total wrestlers, you will need to improve the gym. So now that we have gym level 3, we can go down to the bottom section, the bottom option here, Rec Room. You can see on the right, gym level 3 or above was required. Easier to scout wrestlers. So this is another 15 grand. Once I pay for that, we've put almost 100,000 into the training center. So that kind of seems nuts. It's more than half my assets, but it is cool because we're really starting to hit our stride now, and we're going to be, our revenues are going to be real good starting now. So I also could, at this gym level, build the lounge. That would be another 40,000. As you can see again, gym level 3, we got that, less likely to lose trust. So we could do this, having recently suffered the anxiety of wrestler trust decrease. But I think I can put this off for now. We've spent a lot of money already. And since I plan to use my low trust guys well this month, I think I can let that slide for now. But it won't always be that way, of course. It won't always, occasionally a B trust won't be anywhere that he's happy with, so I think I'll build the lounge once I'm about to risk upsetting somebody. And so the next time someone has to sit out and ain't liking it, at least they can hang in the lounge. They can lounge in the lounge. Speaking of trust, we shall now set up this month's event. Ken back to B trust. He was in the main event. He got to fight his stoic style. He got a chance to look tremendous. So he's happier now. But now he demands the title. The industry's in an uproar, I believe, is what they said when we received our feud event, end of April. Ken and Big Titan. We'll say the newly crowned Canada heavyweight champion, not in action in April, resting up after his grueling 3-match series with Big Mike, was in street clothes, attending the event, and Ken, fresh off another impressive win, bumps into Big Titan in the back room. He gets in the champ's face, declaring he's the hottest contender right now, and Big Titan, now afraid of nobody after what he went through to win the title, accepts the challenge. And since we showed that confrontation, let's say, for viewers to see, the people are hungry for the match. And it actually does increase attendance in the top right, in the forecast, the top there, to agree to the feud. So we can configure the title match. Big Titan. So right now it's 783. I just quickly did a test earlier, and another matchup would have given like 4 something. So the running the feud does improve attendance. So there you go for the heavyweight championship, and we'll get straight to it right off, opening match. Haven't seen too much of the champ lately. There he is. Big Titan. Speaking of guys who want at each other, Kenny's got beef. If we retrace the history of our former Canada Tag Team Champions, after Wolf Hockfield fell prey to the bear twice, Kenny finally made good for the team, winning the tag titles for them. Then what happens? Immediately after, first opportunity, history repeats. And again, Terrible Ted takes out the Wolf, and the titles go back to where they were. Okay. Kenny now accuses Wolf of being the weak link of the team, costing Kenny victories. Wolf is outraged. Shoving ensues, and there's only one way to settle this. What do you, dear viewer, think of this dispute? Is Kenny rightly upset, or do you sympathize with the Wolf? Write in the comments. So now, Team Blue Canada explodes! If you remember, the Mega Powers explode from old-timey wrestling. If you know the two members of the Mega Powers, write in the comments. Now no longer partners, we will change the uniforms to reflect that they are no longer Team Blue Canada. So Wolf here, gonna put him in these red pants. It's his turn to see red, and that's a Canadian color, red. So we're good. Red. Kenny. We're gonna put him in his all black. So dispense with the blue. Because he's in a dark place right now. A dark place. He turned on his partner. So there we go. Both have put the blue aside. The friendship is over. And it's time to rumble. With Team Blue Canada fighting amongst themselves over past mishaps, the door is open for wise man Ted Axel to again make a bid for legitimacy, as Team Pearl Harbor will fill the newly created vacancy in the tag picture and challenge for the titles. Configure title match. Terrible team. So we've got the Baron listed first here because, even though Ted's been around longer, if these boys win, they'll appear as the Baron team in the history. Baron sounding cooler than Ted team. Unfortunately, only the team leader gets recognized in the record books. But oh well. Oh, that's another thing to change. Jason. Jason is no longer seeing red. The titles having been restored. So we'll put him back in the white. His standard uniform. Okay, these are getting kind of exciting. First at 4. We are evolving and growing. It's our first time we're going to have 4 matches. So this last one's going to be the process of elimination match. In the red corner, we're going to have Black Dragon God, fittingly in red. So also, by the process of elimination, we're going to be having Mike Elgin in the blue corner. But not to worry, we have an angle for that, because voila, again, Big Mike has an alternate blue uniform. So blue for the blue corner. So these guys are color-coded to their corners, which is, I realize it's a minor thing, but it pleases me to do that. It'll just look nice, right? And sadly, Big Mike must continue to play the waiting game to get his rematch for the heavyweight title, his rematch with Big Titan. Now, fair warning, I will probably skip this match for time reasons and because there's really neither story nor title around this match. So just trying to keep in mind for the pacing and, the pacing of the series, move it along reasonably well. And finally, audience forecast. Direct your attention again to the top right. You notice we are set to a full house, but it gets even more exciting than that. So down here, I'm pretty sure I'm not blocking this. Ticket price. Did a bit of looking already, and we can set this to 100. We can set the max tick price, 100. As you can see, we're still full house. And so if you do your math, and this isn't too tough of a math problem, you just add the 2 zeros to 1,600. That gets us to $160,000 in revenue, which is almost our current assets right now. So plenty of money. And we can verify that we're getting the most out of this again by, we go to venue size, we switch it to small hall temporarily, you'll see it's 1630, so it's only 30 above the capacity, so we're pretty much right smack at the maximum. So I feel like, only disappointing 30 people who might like to get in here, and we can get the maximum ticket price. So we're definitely going to be blowing the roof off this gym, and we better, because people are paying for it. So we're maximizing both our revenue and our attendance here. So that is getting pretty exciting for this promotion. The grudge match between Deathblow Ken and Big Titan is finally happening. And it's for the title. You can see the title draped over the shoulder. The hype brought in a larger crowd than we normally see. The May event. Opening match for your Canada Heavyweight Championship. So if we recall from 2 events ago in March, as with the tag match, third time was the charm for Big Titan. And seems to me the difference in Big Titan's third attempt at the title was a few new executions worked in, some moves we didn't really see previously, and perhaps it took that little extra to make the difference. Now, champion. And here's the man who will challenge him. Deathblow Ken, the first challenger to Big Titan's heavyweight championship. So we've had to wait to see Big Titan as champion with that week's rest. We've already introed it, so focus on the banner in the bottom right there. Canada's heavyweight champion. Big Titan, first title defense.
Fight.
Ken starts out with a low kick attempt, doesn't land. Big Titan. Here's a shot low. Oh! The shot was stuffed there by Big Titan, and he's working some knees to the side of the ribcage there. Shot landed that time, but Big Titan has an answer for that. Huh. Maybe Big Titan's been spending his week off watching Ken. Scouting Ken's matches. And goes for an early pin there. Champ looking good in the first minute. European uppercut. Drags this man back into the ring. Arrogant pin without even hooking the leg. And is that some sort of mind game? Well, Ken's not amused by that, and he comes back with the Muay Thai clinch. Knees to the head. Big Titan counters with the kick from the bottom, top of the head. Champ is well rested, looking energetic. Things are going his way so far. Body slam, and Ken is out of the ring. Big Titan's not screwing around here. He's going right out after him.
3.
Ooh, some sort of arm breaker.
4.
Wow,
5,
partially obscured by the
6.
guard wall there, but that was a leg chop to the back of the skull. So Ken pulls guard, as they say, drops down into the arm bar. More striking attempts. Shot. Some varied attack here by Ken so far. Big Titan executes the vertical suplex, though, as we hit the 3-minute mark. Hard elbow to the face of the downed opponent. So now we're trading shots. Not sure who this favors, because Ken's got that martial arts background. He's probably a proficient striker, but Big Titan is 6'6" and a big 6'6". He's got size and knows how to use it. Back to some more of that mixed martial arts expertise. Now that move, I'm not sure what it's called, but in the playground we call that the gas pedal, like around the schoolyard. You basically jam your heel into probably your friend's crotch and just crank on him. It was no fun. Memories. Memories of when violence was innocent and fun. Anyway, back to the action. Big Titan clubbing blow from the back and then from the front. He doesn't mind landing some strikes here too, the champ.
5 minutes gone.
Kicks out of that takedown attempt. Well, it was a successful takedown, sure. Big Titan's dragging his man away from the ropes, elbow to the spine. Clubbing blow to the back and stomps his man while he's face down. So here's the ankle lock submission applied by Ken. Kicks him off again. for that low, going for some low kicks there, but Big Titan seems to try to sort of steer clear of it. Step over into the armbar. Clubbing blow, so it's the technique of Ken versus the brutality of Big Titan. That's basically the matchup here. Just a straight up punch to the face. Simple but efficient, and the action has trended in Ken's favor of late. And we had the choke submission attempt applied, but the ropes were there, and that helped Big Titan escape. Some sort of backdrop suplex there. Big Titan is appealing to the crowd. It may be a good idea, because the recent going has not been in his favor. Drop kick to the back of the head, though. That might soften his opponent up. Oh! Choke slam into the sit-down powerbomb. Also still in the ropes. Body slam. So again, knocks Ken out of the ring, and he did some good work earlier with this strategy.
3, 4.
Maybe Big Titan's more used to this out of the ring brawling. Irish whip.
7.
Long run by Ken, but he still strikes the guardrail pretty high.
9.
Oh, he tries to overpower the bigger man, but Big Titan says, no sir,
11.
I'm going to reverse that vertical suplex.
13.
Back in the ring. This match has gone over 9 minutes. Ken needs to catch his breath. Is he being worn down by the big man? And we're going to see the Titan death drop. We're nearing 9.5 minutes. Well, I was about to say, will we see our first serious pin attempt? The answer to that is no. 9.5 minutes, more of that gas pedal. I'm going to call it the gas pedal until someone gets a submission with that move, and then we'll find out for sure what that is.
10 minutes gone.
10 minutes gone, you heard the ring announcer. We should give that lady a name. Leave in the comments, what should we call that? Okay, there's the full Nelson suplex. That looked pretty devastating. Ooh, back suplex followed up. Folds the man in half, if you notice the way the legs kick up like that. The man's almost like folded up like a chair. Well, Big Titan has reestablished control. Now he's getting a little winded. Okay, well, Big Titan escapes that mount situation where, well, he's sizing his man up. He's just, look at him, he's just staring at the back of Ken's head, it seems. Just, I don't know if that's... Okay, well, that was a reversal. Looks like Big Titan might have been attempting the chokeslam. Ken counters into the armbar. Roll up into the armbar. So pulls the guard. Gets another armbar again. Past 12 minutes now. Looks like we might have seen another back suplex attempt or something there, but Ken escapes it. Ooh, good timing there on the clothesline for Big Titan. As the men moving around the ring, just pulls out that clothesline out of nowhere. Hadn't really seen it. And then the vertical suplex. Oh, here we go. Here's the Titan death drop. Center of the ring. Ken stands right back up, though. The no-sell. And again, we get a reversal on that vertical suplex. I mean, admirable that Ken would try to overpower the slightly bigger man, but doesn't seem like the best strategy. Stick to what his specialty is. If he plays into the champ's hands, he may find that this title proves out of reach for him. So there's a over the head belly to belly suplex. And then applies the Americana, I want to call that. That sort of reverse chicken wing around the back. So Ken's just going for a straight up beatdown attempt here. Follow up with a couple of, well, let's call it what it is. They were nut kicks. The beat down and the low blows. All right. There must be a certain name for that suplex, but maybe we'll get it. If this is the pin, this is 3 count. Yes, it is. It's 3. It's over. 15 and a half minutes. And I will get to see what that move is called. Yeah, I mean, you got to hand it to Ken. He definitely ran his own game plan and executed a lot of moves. Like, he got a lot of offense in. I think at a couple key moments, he might have... Maybe he tried to mix things up a little too much. We saw a couple vertical suplexes reversed, and they went Big Titan's way. And there you have it. Big Titan. The Titan era begins with a title defense. Still, your Canada heavyweight champion. So 91%, pretty good start. And I believe we discovered that move to be, that suplex was the exploder, which as I recall from Big Titan's profile, he also has an avalanche exploder. So, not sure what else he does to that move to make it avalanche, but maybe keep an eye on that going forward with future matches and see if we can figure that out. So on to match 2, in which Kenny Omega takes to the ring wearing his pretty cool looking all black. He's all black, and he's all business. Like I say, he's got beef. And his opponent is a beefy man. He's got guts to confronting this guy. Wolf Hockfield. Saying, I want you one-on-one. And Wolf Hockfield's not amused as he comes down wearing his fire red outfit. And did I jinx these two? Am I partially responsible for this feud as Team Canada Blue explodes? When I pointed out that Wolf did miss the high kick in that match when they lost the titles. Now, I'm not saying I can dictate outcomes with mere words, but we saw what we saw. And the terrible team won the titles back with the terrible guillotine executed on Wolf Hockfield, who Kenny just Irish whipped into the ropes, and Wolf was just simply not going to let him be himself be manhandled like that. Wow, look at that athleticism. We saw the over-the-head German suplex release. Kenny backflipped out of it. Neck breaker applied. And then clothesline into the turnbuckle. Wow, okay. So Wolf Hockfield's looking rather vicious and powerful so far. Is that going to be the story of this match, the size? European uppercut. Kenny is going to have to find a way to use his agility. Speaking of that high kick, missing, as tradition would have it. Oh, wow. Some sort of death drop into an elbow drop. Death elbow drop, call it maybe. Anyway, you slice it. As we hit the 2-minute mark. It's been Wolf Hockfield's match so far. Seeing a lot of power early. Knee to the bread basket. I think I've heard that called. So with double arm suplex. into a half crab.
Give up.
All right. It's early to say, but I'm wondering if Kenny's regretting picking this fight. Seen a lot of power out of a powerful man. Vertical suplex. Elbow smash to the face. So back to that double arm suplex.
Give up.
Call me the weak link. Will you? Wolf Hockfield is saying to Kenny Omega so far as we hit 3.5 minutes. Into the turnbuckle. Running clothesline. Kenny comes out swinging though. He's gonna need some sort of complexion changing strategy here. He kind of hasn't been in this match so far. And he seems to have no answer for that double arm suplex that Wolf Hockfield seems content to go back to. And the giant swing. Any chance he'll get flung out of the ring? No, he should have. He was thrown right under the bottom rope. He should have been. Yeah, it would have been great. Forearm smash is saying you're going down, Kenny, and he makes good on it. Just flattens his former partner with the clothesline. Half crab applied. We're approaching 5 minutes.
Gone.
Too early for Kenny to say I quit, but maybe he's wondering if he should be starting to look for a way out here. Okay. He's got plenty in the tank, though. Executes a vertical suplex on the stronger man. Kick to the back. Irish whip. Size a bit too much there. The size of Wolf was a lot to overcome. Now Wolf Hockfield with the Irish whip into a flying knee. Flying knee to the head. Just seems to me I identified that as a move that they both had and which made them a good team. We'll see it from both of them. Like we've seen so many times, the high kick misses. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. That time we had the double arm into a sit-down powerbomb. 2 count. First significant pin attempt as we get to the 7-minute mark. Kick to the back. Elbow to the back of the head, and we're around the rope area. And yeah, Wolf that's not the first time we've seen Wolf do that. He just simply holds onto the ropes and says, you're not just going to fling me around like a rag doll. Speaking of getting flung like a rag doll,
3.
casts his man like a stone out of the ring. Kenny lands hard, needs a moment to recover, get back into this. Can he get back into this? Ooh, that might be the Tiger Suplex. We called it that earlier. 2.9 this time, so we almost had that verified. If that had been 3, could have checked in the post-match to see. Oh. Wow. Now that's impressive to have that much control over a large man. Spinning sit-down powerbomb, 2.9. They both had a 2.9 now. We get to the 9-minute mark. You're gonna see that again. But in the ropes. Again with the double arm. And off the top rope, running onto the turnbuckle, flying back elbow. And again. Pretty good impact. The giant swing. Ref calls for a break, so I think that could be considered a submission. Oh, wow. Spinning suplex. Hooks his man. 2.9 again. So it's turning out to be a close fought match. I didn't think it was all that close, but we saw 2.9 from Kenny Omega earlier, so I guess this is anyone's match. So the manhandling with the body slam, followed by a agility with the flying elbow. We're going to see that leg hook fisherman suplex again. Ooh, looks like Kenny's going to fly. Omega from orbit. Missile drop kick. 11.5 minutes, and then Wolf reestablishes with that double arm suplex again. Which he's utilized throughout the match. Whew, well, don't know what that was called, but sit on your man's shoulders and rolling
Over.
over. Was it premature to call it to be over? As Wolf Hockfield gets the back suplex in. And will it be over after these two have a go at each other? Is the beef squashed? Are they going to set aside their differences, or are we past that point? Is this now a vicious personal feud? Time will tell, and we have the awesome strength of Wolf Hockfield on display. Power slam, smashes his man in the turnbuckle, crushes him down in the center of the ring, and a 3 count squarely in the middle. He barks at the moon like a wolf for good measure. And, well, be careful what you wish for is perhaps the lesson here, as Kenny is lying flat on his back, staring up at the lights in defeat. Turnbuckle stampede. He poked, well, in this case he didn't poke the bear. The bear's a member of Terrible Team. But Kenny poked the wolf, and he got bit. It's a pretty solid match, though. I mean, it was definitely Wolf's in the early going, and I thought this is a squash match. And Kenny made a match out of it. So he wasn't just going to get punked out. But I think the size and the power of Wolf Hockfield proved to be too much. So what does this mean for the future of this former team turned rival? We may have to wait until after May. But what we won't have to wait for is to see what happens in the tag team title picture in the absence of Team Blue Canada, as we have new challengers. For your Canada Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. Will it still be the Canada Tag Team Championship? We have two non-Canadians about to enter the ring to challenge for these belts. So this will be our first look at the Baron Charles, and will be our first look at these two as a tag team. We've seen Ted Axel, Wise Man Ted Axel, the $50,000 man. That'll make a good name at the bottom there. Ted Baron. We've seen Ted in singles before, unsuccessful to this point. And the Baron Charles looks like he's modeling there, is posing for photography. Check me out. Maybe a bit of vanity there, a bit of vainness. So Ted will try his hand at tag action. And, you know, a tough ask here in your first go. Then again, who knows? As we said, as your Canada Heavyweight Tag Team Champions enter the ring, Team Terrible. Maybe these two blue-clad gentlemen have wrestled as a team before in past promotions. We don't know.
Fight.
Maybe they know something we don't know. Bell rings. And here's the Bear and Charles. Right in there against Terrible Ted. The Bear. Jason and the Bear. Freshly recrowned tag team champions.
Give up.
Take down into the neck crank. Surprise roll up. So, don't misunderstand, he may be a bear, but he is actually a wrestler. He's properly called the Wrestling Bear. He uses moves. He's not just in there trying to maul somebody like you would figure a bear would do. He probably doesn't mind doing that too. Well, let's just say that Terrible Ted mauls people in his off hours. But now it's about business. It's about being a wrestler. Okay, so the Baron counter. Well, yeah, he counters that takedown with an armbar. So the green-haired man tags off to the blonde-haired man. In fact, is this our first look at the color purple? Airplane spin. It's a rather large mammal to do that too. Airplane spin into the fireman's carry slam. I don't know. I don't think anyone else has purple in their uniform. I think, nor green. Baron's bringing a splash of new color here to the Canada Wrestling promotion. Jason the Terrible's in there, tried a clothesline, but Ted was nowhere to be seen. And looked like a double arm suplex attempt by the wise man, not too wise. As Ted proved to be Terrible Ted proved a bit too big. Body slam. Jason's not too big to be thrown around a bit. And Ted Axel executes the vertical suplex.
Move.
Trading shots.
Move.
This probably favors the man wearing armor on his face. Yeah, the hockey mask probably made the difference there in winning that exchange. And now we have an arm trap. Sort of face lock applied. So Jason's trying to fight 2 men at once here. Gets drop kicked, I believe. Oh, and there was a headbutt.
Yeah.
You probably saw where it landed. I'll just let that go. Eye rake.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jason the Terrible gets to
Give up.
have his turn getting dizzy. Slam. So, Baron Charles is not small. I mean, he's not the tallest, but he's still pretty
5
thick.
minutes gone.
So you might see how he might maybe escape a double team situation just through sheer physicality. Was that a snapmare we saw? Looks like the Baron Charles was trying to lure the Baron versus Bear into the blue corner. Shoulder block attempt, probably not going to harm our Bear too much. And we get the Bear hug. The terrible Bear hug. Shoot missed. Ankle pick successful. Into Baron Charles's guard, but we have the neck crank again. Over 6 minutes. For the Canada Tag Team Championship. So both blues in here at once now. But sort of fighting independently. Bear executes the judo throw and his judo hip toss, and he's looking all right. No. Collides with... That was perhaps not intentional, but if you followed that, Ted Axel Irish whips the Bear. The Bear actually collides with the other member of Team Blue as he was trying to escape the ring. Arm trap choke. Jab. So now we're into the terrible corner. Trips his man down. Tags in Jason the Terrible. And rather than... Okay, that was interesting. I was about to say, they're not utilizing the 2-on-1 situation there, but we just saw Terrible Ted, throw the spear in there, which probably took Ted Axel by surprise, considering he was being grappled at the time by the other member of the Terrible team. So it might be a little bit challenging to keep this straight. There's a Ted on each team, actually. Maybe we should avoid using the name Ted for the time being. It's Axel in the blue, and Terrible in the furry black. Wow. Running shoulder tackle disrupts Axel's attempt to harm Terrible's partner.
1, 2.
Axel tags in the Baron Charles again. Forearm shiver. So we have the standing guillotine. Standing guillotine choke. Looks like we might have seen another neck crank attempt there. The bear doesn't mind going for that. Bear hug on the Baron. Past the 10-minute mark, but I think we've seen these tag matches go considerably longer. So no finish expected this early. A lot of mat rolling around there. A lot of technique applied, but ultimately Baron Charles escapes. Spine buster. Off of the Irish whip. And the counter, roll up. We didn't even get a 1 count there. I think the bear was like, are you kidding me? Think you're gonna pin me ever? So we're into that guillotine choke. Oh, and there we go. Well, that's all it takes. You've seen that move before. The wrestling bear just gets on top of his man and just presses down that forearm with all his weight, however many 100 pounds, hundreds of pounds Terrible Ted must weigh. And so Baron Charles got a taste of what Wolf Hockfield has felt way too many times already for his liking, and the tag team champions keep those titles. And Ted Axel, as you can see, he's looking over the squatted down Baron, looking across at what could have been Ted Axel. He's still searching for that first win. The $50,000 man. Win a match. Jeez, come on. For goodness sake. Not this time, in any case. We have still your Canada Tag Team Champions. So, if we look at the average card rating up there, 82%. So we're on pace for a great success. We trust these two guys can put on a good show. Don't blow it. Don't blow the card rating. Okay. Big win for Big Mike in the main event, reasserting his claim for a rematch for the Canada Heavyweight Championship. Now that should maintain the average match evaluation well enough. There we go. Over 80. That's 79% match, still got us an 81% average rating, so this should still be a great success. And there you have it, great success. Attendance was through the roof for that venue, over 80%. Great show. And there's more. Wasn't just a great show. So we now see, I think by far our biggest income to date. Revenue pulled in over $168 grand. And assets now over $200,000. So we're back to our initial capital, I guess. Our promotions net value started 200,000. We're back after spending quite a bit of money. And it should only go up from here. So tune in for June then to see if Big Mike finally gets his rematch for the Canada Heavyweight Championship. Find out. Join me for episode 6.